The weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today, we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap, as it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Throwing from the outset is Penix. Throw left side complete. That's Moore. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. For the first time with Bijan Robinson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. The Falcons at 5-4 now on the year. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Looking to throw, Penix. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
From the 43, here's second and a couple. From the shotgun, it's Penix. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he'll get it out to midfield. It's a spot right at midfield at the 50. 7 yards there and a first down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game. And you know you create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them ramped up as they go forward.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game, like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. You look at this Carolina defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
They're not an elite unit. They're not, as what you'd say, the top part of the league against the run. They're a solid group, though. They do a good job. What they're looking for in this one, though, is an elite performance.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. To the air, Penix. This pass is caught by London. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 18. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Let's go. 70, take off.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Now a 2nd and 6.
19 Tiger, 19 Tigers.
And looking to throw, Penix. To the right side, he's got more complete. And the Falcons are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. And no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. Now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. They'll throw with Penix. And will be intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
Takes us up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move. 80 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Watch it, stay. 52 Blues.
Right back to Hubbard. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And that's going to be incomplete. Boy, nearly intercepted right away.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
That's taken in. It's Xavier Liggett. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Straight ahead with Hubbard. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. David Onyemata, excellent effort, and he earns a tackle for loss. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss.
Here we go, set. 50, green. Set.
Here's Young from the shotgun. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. Does the big boy have the juice? And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only his scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. Crew able to connect on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Come on, set. Hut.
On first down, they'll start out with Hubbard. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. This defense for the Falcons, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up.
Ready. Here we go. 60 red. Cut, cut.
And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. This is the correct call.
A give up the middle, Hubbard. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
That went out wide and intercepted. Picked up by A.J. Terrell. And he returns it into enemy territory down the 45-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing, maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Robinson up the middle. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Bijan Robinson, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. Nobody was taking me for a doctor there. Well, thank you, Dr. Davis. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter.
Let's go now. Set.
And they'll run on first down with Hubbard. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Okay, right.
Second and 6.
Set, hut. Ready.
Out of the gun, it's Young. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Jalen Walker in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. A tough spot here. 3rd and 15.
Ready, ready. Yellow, 43, set.
Throwing, Young. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. The Falcons send Jamal Agnew deep to return. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And it will be Falcon football. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They are back over the 500 mark for the year. A 3-game winning streak really coming at the exact right time, Charles, to get them back into playoff contention.
And it's always a question of when do you want your football team to peak? And everyone always talks about you want to be playing your best ball going into the playoffs, but sometimes you need your best ball before that time. And this team, going into this stretch of games, they're certainly playing their best football of the year.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now Penix. Locates Mooney on the out route. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Here's Penix. Short throw caught by Pitts. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he takes a shot at the end of that play. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Back to the ground with Robinson. And he has met half the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the Falcons getting the road victory in that one, so they'll look to finish off the season sweep here in Atlanta. Penix working out of the gun here. snag in the comeback route. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 19. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. They'll run here without Jordan. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Robinson going to be hit and not at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. They'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action, throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction.
That was the kind of play that this defense needed because it has not been a good half for them on that side of the football. Maybe they can use that one to regroup a little bit and start to play a little bit better.
On a delay of game there, they could not get the playoff in time.
Frustrating for the head coach, frustrating for the offense. Sometimes you have to get the play call in a little bit quicker.
For the field goal, a 27-yard attempt.
Koo knocks this one through the post. And that will extend their lead even further. Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Ready, ready.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. A very one-sided first half, 17-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 3.
Here we go. Blue 32. Hut, hut.
They'll go again here with Hubbard. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Young here, you can see changing the play. They go play action here on first down. Well, took a real chance with that one, but it's incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10.
Set, ready. 52. Set.
They're going to look to throw. He'll find McMillan here. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Ready.
From the shotgun, it's Young. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Divine Diablo. And the Falcons will take over here just shy of the 30.
Intercepted. The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 29.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they had the big halftime lead. Their defense just helped them out further by forcing the turnover, so things are starting to look pretty rosy.
They certainly are, but they've got to be careful about getting complacent, though. They still need to go out and run their offense efficiently.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Well, he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That catch puts him right at 100 yards receiving now, and it also gives him a first down.
Let's go.
First and 10 at the 41.
And off now to Robinson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
On the give, here's Robinson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Trying the left side with Algier. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
That was well defense right there. He saw the play in front of him and able to hold the point of attack. Then he sheds him and goes and makes a tackle for a loss.
On third down, Penix from the gun. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And it will be the Panthers' ball, first and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And his first throw since coming in is incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Jones. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now, standing just outside his own goal line. And a fair catch is taken here, a step or 2 inside the 45-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can tend to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game.
Touchdown, Falcons! Bijan Robinson with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They'd done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Crew able to connect on the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Anderson. And the Falcons are going to have a short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Here's Robinson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
I really like what he did there because he took his practice work and converted it to game action because he used his hands, got off the block, worked laterally and stayed to the outside, and finished off the runner for a loss.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. Trying to run inside, but nothing there.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. And it wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
3rd down and 13.
Let's go. Let's go.
Operating from the gun, Penix. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Nick Scorton in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career.
In punt formation.
Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a fourth straight loss. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. This is 2nd and 8. Throwing Jones. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Out of the gun now on third down. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
First down, Panthers.
They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs. Keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. From the 38, Jones. And this one too low.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The offense on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Checks this down to Hubbard. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And that'll bring up fourth down.
No surprise they decided to throw on third down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Carolina. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 102 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Robinson with another carry. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and tell him to go turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
On second down, another shot for Robinson. And he takes it down to 40 with a pickup of 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Pass. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. There are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in the meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still,
buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
What a quick start to the drive, but not for the team that really needed it. In only a few seconds, the opposing QB found himself on the turf, and the defense is celebrating second and long.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Jones. He's got a man. Complete. Down to the 10. Touchdown, Carolina. Xavier Legette. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no zero. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. I'm sure the message as they come out onto the field was, hey, take care of the football, because the fumble last possession led to a touchdown. Still a 3-score game, though.
You don't want things to start to snowball. You know, one error leads to another, which leads to another. And then all of a sudden you're fighting for your life down the stretch instead of finishing the game in style, which is what they're trying to do on this drive.
Yeah, it would be a pretty amazing comeback, but we've seen crazier things happen in the National Football League.
We certainly have.
On second down, another shot for Robinson. Takes this up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move. 120 yards rushing for him now to this point.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
3rd and 4.
Let's go. Check. 60.
Again, it's Robinson. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. On the return, it's Tony. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, The second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Second down, another chance for Hubbard. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun on 3rd down, Jones. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
And they take a knee. For the winning side, Charles, all that was missing was a shutout. Just giving up the 7 points, that's it. But really, an incredible game from this defense. A very well-earned victory as a result.
Definitely one of the best single games for defense that you and I have seen in a long time, Brandon, because all we saw was that defense making big play after big play. They got after the quarterback. They had takeaways. You name it. They outclassed them every step of the way and checked every box on the stat sheet in getting it done.
So for the Falcons, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6 and 4. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they've fallen out of things now as they sink to 3 and 8. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.